Moonpool by Kingsley Taylor, Chapter 5 Stirrings. There is a time when, although winter hasn't finished with the land, there is the early stirrings of spring. The doe are in milk, and the young are born. A time when they move back to the higher land. They were now nearer to the valley, close enough for the hunters to get fresh meat. And so it was on this day that Leah went into labor, a day when the sky was blue and clear, and there was a light frost on the ground which quickly melted away. Ha came to the lake and waited. What he was thinking I could not guess. Some people are open in their thoughts. He was not. Through all that followed, he stood and waited, holding some sort of vigil. All the occupants of one of the huts were pushed out, so only Sheena and Leah were left. Ban ran back and forth for dry clean skins, and for clean water, which for once he took from the lake in the skin he had sewn. Quietly I sat with Leah. Shana glanced up and smiled.
Hold her hand, Moonpool. Anything else that is in your power, I pray you do for her.
I held her hand, and channeled peace and strength. I could feel the child. He was strong, and the right way round. But if anything a little large for Leah's small frame. If my hand had been a human hand, she would have squeezed the blood out of it. But even in human form, I have the strength of rock and soil. She pushed, and cold as it was outside, she was drenched in sweat. She screamed out, and the child's head emerged. She pushed and screamed again, and the small shoulders emerged. Shana pulled the small body, and Leah pushed again, and he was born. Leah was bleeding, but that I could help with too. I stayed long enough to see the joy in both the women. To hear the boy cry, to see Shana tie the cord. Then I released Leah's hand, and left quietly. I had seen this so many times in the creatures that roamed the land. But this was special. The first human birth, new life of a being that was both flesh and spirit. Ban was filling the skins with water, when he heard the boy cry. Running back to the hut, nearly falling with his impatience. He went in, and the rest of the camp crowded round to wait. Ban emerged and proudly held up his son to show him off.
Rab, son of Ban, he will be a great hunter.
He strode down to the lake and said again,
Rab, son of Ban, he will be a great hunter.
Ban, bring him back, it is cold, the shock will kill him, bring him back!
Another place I found was a good place to sit while in mortal form, was at the edge of the lake where it emptied over a series of waterfalls. And at the right time of day the sun would cause little rainbows to play in the mist. There I would sit with little Rainbow, the sprite of the falls, and chat about the doings of the humans. She had never seen them up close, because they never came this way, but had seen the occasional hunter, further down the valley. I needed someone to share this experience with.
These mortals, they seem so big and clumsy.
They would to you.
What of your people? I know you have some news.
Leah has just given birth. As babies they are so defenseless. The young deer begin to walk soon after they are born.
But human babies cannot. You know they have very little hair of their own.
They have no protection against the cold.
I would have liked to see this.
You know you are always free to roam within the valley.
You could have come.
I feel safe here. I am not sure of these humans. Tell me about the baby.
We have both seen animals give birth.
But this was so different. These humans are so much more than animals.
This baby will grow to know many things, but he is so helpless now. And will be for quite some time.
You want to protect this baby, don't you? And more than just his guardian.
We are one and they are another.
But still, in this form we have feelings we do not understand. And I know we shouldn't. I hear tales coming up the river. It is possible for us to mate with them. Though what any of us would do that for, I do not know. Perhaps you would know better than me.
I have heard these things too. It seems only sorrow comes of this, because their time is so short.
And in a way I envied them. I felt I was missing something by not living in the present with the urgency of time. We just sat for a while. From there we could see a long way down the valley. It was quiet, Only a few small animals were stirring this early in the year.
I don't know about you, little rainbow, but I still do not understand time.
Nor I. I will always be young and I will always play.
With that she skipped away, and was one with the water. There was still much of the winter to come, but at least the herds had returned, and the hunters were able to hunt for fresh meat. I deliberately kept away from Leah, and the baby and I avoided taking on human form.
It's warm out here.
Because it was like an empty yearning within me.
Little one.
The rains fell, and the wind blew cold from the west for a while. But the humans got through the winter, and as long as future winters were not harsh, the camp was here for good. Time passed, and I would watch over them as they developed and learned. Yet I would have to keep my distance and avoid taking on human form. Because in that form it was too tempting to be part of them and live a human life. And yet, even in spirit form, communing with my own kind, I could feel the pull of the humans,